to effectively market your business. And so it can be the same but different depending on what industry that you're in. I've been focusing my energy on the real estate photography business because that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. I have been in the photography industry since 1984, right out of high school. But within that time, not only do I focus and have built a photography business, I know how to build a business, and the basics are all the same. So if you are in a different business that's outside of real estate photography or photography in general, this content is going to be helpful for you as well. Because I'm also a coach and I help small business owners, really solopreneurs, on how to start, grow, and build a business from scratch. So how you effectively market your business really starts with you. How do you approach your business? How do you feel about your business? Are you passionate about your business? Do you know everything that you can know about your business? Can you live, breathe, eat your business? Because how you market your business, for some people, it might feel like sales. And it is, but it isn't. And here's what I mean about that. If you love what you do and you know what you do, you are not really marketing yourself or selling yourself. You are offering a service and or a product of something that you believe in. And so you have to really believe in your product and or service to be able to market effectively, to effectively sell what you have. And let's go over the selling part for a second. People are so afraid of sales. Oh, I hate sales. I hate sales. Okay, let's talk about this for just a second. So let's say that here's an analogy that everybody can relate to. Let's say there's a really great restaurant that you went to. There's an Italian restaurant that you went to and you loved it. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. It was the best Italian food you ever had. The best sauce, the most amazing garlic bread. It was soft. It was fluffy. It was the right amount of garlic and butter. And when you dipped it into that sauce and you put it in your mouth, it melted into your mouth. And it was just made you feel so good when you ate that food. And when you share that with a friend and talking in exactly the same way, oh, I went in, it made me feel like, I was going into my grandmother's kitchen and the food, everything was spectacular. Everything tasted amazing. Everything was wonderful. I didn't even care what the bill was because it was so good. It was that good. And when you're telling somebody about something that you enjoy, something that you experience, and you share that with somebody else, you're not selling. What you're doing is you're sharing something that you believe in. You're sharing in something that you're passionate about. So if you're not passionate about your business, maybe you need to take a step back and think about what it is that you actually do for people. So let's go into real estate photography, since that's what I do. I know that when I go and I photograph a house, that I'm not just helping my client, the realtor, the builder, the designer, the architect. I'm not just helping them. I'm helping their clients. So if I'm helping my clients' clients, then what's going to happen is my clients, the realtors, the architects, the construction designers, all of them, I'm going to help them build their business, because I'm going to make them look like a rock star by what I provide. If I provide an amazing service from beginning to end, and my clients' clients are super happy and they love how I treated them when I showed up to the house or the commercial building or the design project, and they're so happy that when they get the end result, that they go to my client, the realtor, construction, the architect, and say, man, Paul was so great. I loved how he, showed up on time. I loved how he photographed our house. I love how he explained the process. I love how he made me feel really comfortable about his presence being in the house. I love how when he left, how he complimented us, how the house looked. Now, I'm sharing all of these things because this is the feedback I've gotten from my clients. And when my clients say that to the realtors, architects, construction, general contractors, then they feel really good about hiring me for their services. So when I go and I talk about a project, when I first meet somebody at a networking meeting and I tell them how much I love photography and how much I've been doing photography since 1984 and how, I've done all this different types of photography in the last 5 years that I've been doing real estate photography. It's been my most favorite genre of all the different types of photography. I have my nights, I have my weekends. I get to travel around. I'm outside all the time. I know that by delivering my images on the same day is going to bring value to my realtors. So they love that and they can feel that passion. And so when they feel that passion from you, then marketing yourself effectively is easy. It's simple. And what you need to do is in some of the things I'm going to share with you today, it's important that you transfer that passion and excitement into whatever way that you're going to share that message, whether it's audio or video or a text message. You need to put your words into it, bring your passion to it. So that's how you really market yourself effectively for your business. You got to bring that passion. You have to know that what you're providing is a service that they need. They need you, and they need you more than anybody else. So that's where you start. Now, let's get into some specifics. In this day and age, much different than when I first started back in 1984, the internet was just getting started, but there wasn't a lot of actually, I don't remember any social media back in that time. I just remember the internet starting when I just went to college, and that was really interesting. But there wasn't any of that. How you used to market was you would ran ad in the local newspaper. You made flyers and you handed out flyers and you put flyers on people's doors and you sent mailers out and postcards out and you got messages put on pens and papers and pads and things like this where you put your picture on notepads and gave those out. Like, it was challenging back then. And I did all those things. Like, I was the entrepreneur back then. I was a hustler because I always wanted to have something better for myself. But today, it's much easier. It takes work, though. Like, a lot of people think this isn't easy, but you need to realize something, that we live in such an amazing time that you can use your cell phone and you can use social media to market yourself for free. It just takes you some time and a little bit of creativity when it comes to either creating video or creating audio. Maybe you don't like to have your face out there. You can do an audio. You can do the same thing right now and just record your voice. You can write blog posts. You can send text messages. You can reach out to people through direct messaging, either on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. LinkedIn's really hot. So there's a lot of different ways that you can, use a channel to get yourself out there. The thing is, you got to take action and you have to do it consistently. So what I would suggest also is to market yourself effectively for your business is that if you're using social media, because I'm going to use the social media and then I'm going to use the face-to-face aspect as well, which is, I feel, more powerful. Social media is important. It's really important because you have to be out there because everybody else is. Your competition is out there. And if they're not out there, then you need to be out there. And if your competition is out there, then you can actually, if you do more content than your competition, then your face is going to be everywhere. So what you want to do is, remember, when you're on social media, even if you're doing face-to-face, you have to treat this like you're on a date, right? When you go on a first date, you don't just say, hey, let's get married, right? It doesn't work that way. It'll never work that way. And if it does, it's kind of weird and kind of strange, right? So it's really important that you take the steps to connect, and you're not going to connect with everybody. So sticking with social media, what you want to do is reach out and connect with people. And there's several ways to do this. And you have to do this every day, and you have to do this on a regular basis. If you're on Facebook, you can check out people's profiles. You can make comments on people's profiles. You can like things on people's profiles. Then when you start doing that, you can actually reach out and send a message. Maybe you like something on a comment, or you liked something on something that they posted, then you commented on that post. And if you do that in a authentic way and be very real about it, then at some point they're going to accept your invitation when you send one to them. The faster way to do it, really, or one of the other ways to do it, is to go to Facebook pages and do that same exact thing. And then you can just reach out and say, hey, I'd love to introduce myself. And do you have some time that I can share something with you? And always ask the question. Just don't send a link directly to somebody. You never do that. That doesn't work. I mean, do you like that? When you receive a message and they're selling you something and they're not doing it from an authentic way, from a passionate way, and there's just a link in there, you don't like it at all. So remember, the way to market yourself effectively for your business is do it the way you like to be marketed to. Okay. If somebody generally reaches out to you and is concerned about your well-being, then that person's going to market themselves effectively. So you want to do the same thing. So that's the process that you go through. You do that with Facebook. You do that with Instagram. LinkedIn, I feel, is a little, if you're doing business to business. And so in real estate photography, I've built the residential side. I'm business to business, right? I'm real estate photographer to realtor, real estate photographer to general contractor for construction, real estate photographer for architecture, real estate photographer for interior design. I don't directly deal with the seller. Sometimes I do when it comes to Airbnbs and VRBOs, but that is a very small percentage. So when it's business to business, it can be a little bit easier. But you still want to have that same procedure of introducing yourself like you're on a date. Right now, I've been working on building the commercial side of my business because I have a camera system where I can create as-built floor plans for construction sites, for remodels, and create visual representations for big box commercial spots where it can help people come together without having to come together on site. So that can save time and money. I can help create specific floor plans for construction architects and interior designers to save time and money to deliver these floor plans and DWG files. Usually will take 5 to 10 to 15 days just to get those back for someone else to draw them. Well, I can come in, scan some property, depending on the size of the property. If it was 3,000 square feet, be done in 15 minutes, and then have that delivered within 48 hours. And in the industry as a whole, it's 5, 10, 15 days. So there I save time. And when you save somebody time, you save them money. So when I share that stuff, I'm reaching out to other professionals saying, hey, I'd like to share a way that you can collaborate with your team to save time and money. Is it possible for me to share something with you? And so that's what I do. That's a really simple way to start something off when you're going right to I'm speaking specifically on LinkedIn, on how you can market yourself. And then you just have to do it over and over and over and over. I did this when I built the residential side of my business. I spent a lot of time on social media, reaching out, sending direct messages. If you're a follower of Gary Vaynerchuk, this is what he says. You can't just expect to send 100 messages to somebody and everyone's going to get back to you. It doesn't work that way. You have to constantly message people until you get some traction. And while you're messaging, you have to be creating other content of the things that you're doing so you can tie it all together. That's how you have to market yourself effectively for your business. You have to create content, curiosity content, behind the scenes content. I like to do mindset and motivational and personal development content because everybody has to deal with that. I don't care what industry that you're in. And so when my potential clients, go, okay, who is this person? Because if they want to work with me, they're going to view my profile. So you got to make sure your profile is, all dialed in, a picture of your face so they know who they're dealing with, not just a logo. That doesn't work. You need to put a face to behind your message. You need to have some videos, audios, text, some fun things on there too about yourself, like some real stuff about yourself as well. I do talk a lot about business. I know, and I do this myself, or I don't do this. I don't do enough of the personal life stuff. That's on me, but I know I need to do that. But what's happening is what I'm doing is working for me. Because when I'm making my content, just like I'm doing right now, I'm being completely authentic here, right? I'm in my living room, like I would normally be in my home office, but I have a friend that's coming into town, and that's all set up for him that's where the guests stay. So there's a bed in there and everything. And right now I can't use it. So I'm just sitting in my living room. And that's it. I'm being authentic. And I don't have a script. I'm just sharing with you what has worked for me so I can help you build your business effectively. So that's what you do when it comes to the social media side, right? Got to have that profile set up correctly. Got to have some content that's on there. So when you're reaching out to people and they go to check you out, you have some content there, because before they respond to that message, they want to see, who is this person? Do they have any experience? Do I connect with them at all? And they might not connect with you. They might see things on there they don't like about you. And here's something I would recommend, totally up to you, but I wouldn't put anything, any politics. Like if you're running a business, no politics and no religion. That's personal. Keep that to yourself. But if you're running a business, okay, please hear me on this. If you're running and are trying to build a business, in my experience, there's no place for that on your business page stuff. If you want to talk about some of that stuff on your personal side, that's great. Go and do that. I just don't recommend putting that on social media, because the world that we live in, everyone has an opinion on something, and there's no reason to waste any time on any of that. If you have something so great, like I know I have something great to offer, and I want to be able to help as many people as possible, and I don't want to have any roadblocks or fences that people have to jump over to get to the services that I provide. So those are the two areas that are not on any of my business pages whatsoever. That's just me. If you want to do it, then you'll learn. Anyway, so that's social media, okay? And you have to be consistent, and it is going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time, but do it every single day. You will get results. I have landed a couple incredible contracts from doing exactly what I just talked about for the last 15 minutes. Now let's talk about the face-to-face. It's important that you join some networking groups. For real estate photography, we have the real estate associations. There's several of them in your town. If you're not part of one, it's important that you join one, and then you start attending their weekly meetings. That's what I did in the beginning, because I wanted to shake hands with people. I wanted people to see me face to face. I wanted them to really get to know me. That whole dating thing before marriage, right? And I didn't just go and sell myself. I'm not trying to sell my services. One of the things that I did, and this works for every single industry, is always asking about that person's business. So you meet, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor in my case. Hey, how's business going? How long you been doing this for? Which area do you focus on? Like, what is it that you love about this? What is it that you hate about this? And get to know them, right? Hey, when you did take a vacation, where did you go? Did it affect your business when that happened? So you have a general interest in that person. You have to show that. Now, when you get to the part when they ask you about your business, so you you tell them a little bit about your business, and that's when you bring your passion without trying to sell them. But there is a line that you can cross when you get to that point. And here's how I did it. I basically went out and said, hey, look, when your photographer, and you can fill in the blank, photographer, whoever it is, what your service is, when that photographer is out of town or that photographer is sick, who do you use? And 99% of the time, at least on the real estate photography side, it has been, well, I don't have a backup. And you say, okay, well, I'd like to be that person for you. So the next time that your real estate photographer is either sick or going out of town, why don't you try me so I can help you out? And so that's how I built my business. I did this face-to-face. I did it face-to-face. So that was one of the things that I did when I went to the networking meetings. The other thing that was highly efficient for me was I sponsored some meetings. So the real estate associations, they have these ongoing education classes that are all the time. And realtors are constantly educating themselves, constantly taking these classes to get credits so they can be more credible in the field. And a lot of the times, these meetings, the real estate association asks for sponsors to come in. And it's usually mortgage brokers, title agents, inspectors, real estate photographers, anybody that has to service realtors. And so what I did was, here's a big tip for you, real estate photographers, is I would go and sponsor the annual commission update classes, because every realtor has to attend an annual commission update class. And it's also the most highly attended class out of all of them. My big breakthrough, I believe, was 2017, which was after, 2017, I believe. And it was in January, and I sponsored the one in the second week of January, and there was 125 realtors there. And then 2 weeks later, the next one was about 150 realtors. Those two meetings alone, and I had 5 minutes to present. So I went up there and brought the passion. And I do have a video if you want to see how I did that presentation, if you want to learn how to do it. But I just went in, no script, and I just talked about how much I love what I do. And then I asked for the sale. I hate saying the sale, but I just asked, hey, my ask today is that you guys use me. Just try me. Try me on your next shoot. See for yourself what I bring to the table. And that was it. And somebody came up to me at the end of both those presentations and said, boy, you have a lot of chutzpah. And I don't even know what chutzpah means, but I guess it was just the energy and my dad always said, you don't know unless you ask. So you always ask, hey, why don't you just try me out? Why not? Just try me. See for yourself. If you're not happy, then you go back to your other person. No matter what business that you're in, you should always ask, because you don't know unless you ask. So these are ways of how to market your business effectively. And I don't care what industry that you're in. Every single industry has associations that you can go present to. Every association has some kind of networking thing you can go to. You need to bring your passion. You need to be authentic. You need to be creating content. You need to be putting yourself out there, and you need to be doing the work on a daily, consistent basis. And that's super important. If you're not doing that, then the only reason that you're not getting to where you want to be is because you're not doing the work. And it's hard work. And yes, there are days that I don't want to do any of this. There's times where I've had a long stretch, and I'm talking a couple of weeks, I'm not doing any content. And that's bad on me. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm doing a disservice to the people who need my services. That's how I look at it. So you have to reinvigorate yourself to get out there and do it. And when it's hard, that's when you got to get out there and do it. Because when you do it, you push through it. Maybe you need to make a list of, I'm grabbing something here to show you guys. I've got a list of things that I'm going to talk about and a list of videos that I'm going to make that I can help you with. And so if you need to do that to inspire yourself, make a list. And if you're having a hard time figuring out how to make a list, go use Chat GPT. Type in your specific profession and be very descriptive of what it is you want. Hey, Chat GPT, I'm in the real estate photography business and I need some ideas on the type of content that I can create for social media in video, audio, or blog formats. Can you give me a 30-day plan of titles with some descriptions of content that I can make? And it will spit it out. And then there you go. Then you just take out your title, turn on your microphone, turn on your video camera and or blog, and just be authentic. Speak your word and then just put it out there. And don't be such a perfectionist about this whole thing. That's what's so important. A lot of people are being such a perfectionist, they're afraid to put content out there after they make it. On this, I'm just going to put it out there. Actually, we're going live right now, so it's out there. I'm also recording this, and I'll probably chop it up into different segments as well, so I can repurpose some of the content as well. And I have stumbled in places, and I've gone a little bit all over the place, but I'm just being true and authentic. So that's what I'm asking you to do as well. After this step, don't stop from moving forward, because what's the point of taking the time to make the content and not putting it out there for your business? Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about how the lighting is. Don't worry about how the sound is. I mean, I didn't have a microphone before. I just used my computer's microphone. I didn't have a really good video camera before. I just used the one on my computer. A lot of times I use my cell phone and I'm just holding it. That's it. So just put the content out there. This is how you effectively market your business. If you're in the real estate photography industry, or you're in the photography industry, or you're thinking about getting into the real estate photography industry, go over here and check out realestatephotographymentorship.com. I've got a full mentorship program, super affordable, less than a Starbucks coffee a day, way less than a Starbucks coffee a day, where not only you get A to Z about everything about real estate photography, there's over 80 videos of content. There's real estate photography content. There's coaching content on there. There's mindset. There's personal development. And then there's ongoing training as well. So go check that out. And if I can help you in any way, leave some comments. Of course, if you don't have anything nice to say, then just don't waste your time. I'll get back to you. If you have any specific questions, let me know. If there's a specific subject that you'd like to learn about, let me know. I'll make it for you. That's what I'm here for. My name is Paul Maynard. I appreciate your time.